Hello, everybody, and welcome to the game reveal for the Super 16 race. I am Fiesel, and I am joined by Jugariel. Wait, hold on a second. I have got the wrong audio, so you can't hear Jugariel yet. Stand by.
Hi.
There we go. Thank you. Now you should be able to hear. Once again, hello, Jugariel. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, I am here too. I hope you're all ready.
Yeah, I hope everyone is ready. This is Super 16 race number 8. Can you believe it? We've done 8 of these. Or this is going to be the 8th. Is it
Yeah,
Chug, or Shu, or Chug? Chug.
it's up to interpretation. You all can say whatever.
It's all of the above. Okay, well
Yes.
that'll be great. I'll make sure to get it wrong despite that. Okay, so Super 16 race number 8. We've been doing this for 8 years. Do we like average one a year? I hope that's about right. It's quite a while. Anyway, so Super 16 race. So what is it? It is a race of 16 Super Nintendo games played back to back. Every year we announce what the games are going to be, and people have 2 months to prepare to learn these games. For each of these games, it's a short goal. Sometimes it's a full game if it's a short game, but it's a relatively short goal that we learn together, and the overall running time of the race should be like 3 point something hours for the fastest finishers, and then, the median finishers usually like 5 something hours. So it's a pretty hefty race. It's a lot of material to learn, but it's a, big community effort. We all come together and everyone helps each other out. People make tutorials and we kind of trade information, so it makes the task a little more manageable. The game list this year and most years is developed by myself and Jugariel.
Yep.
Um,
And the
the
Mother Brain 86,
and the
which
Mother Brain
couldn't be
86
here.
contributed. That's right, who couldn't be here today, but also involved. And I was going to say, oh yeah, and basically what we try to do is we try to pick a particular time period rather than just the entire SNES and Super Famicom library. We pick a particular time range and try to pick out some games that sort of span some different genres and give people a nice variety from that time range. People have come up with some really good predictions of what's going to be in the race. If you have a guess of what's going to be in this one, feel free to put your guesses in the chat. I've already seen people guess some correct things and some incorrect things so far in the Discord, so we'll see. But
Yeah, personally, I'll just say everything is wrong. So,
everything, yeah, I won't tell you that anything is right until it's already up. Okay, so without further ado, we will start the reveal. And our player, normally Jugariel plays these live, but since he's joining me for commentary, he yesterday or the day before or something like that recorded his gameplay. So we're gonna watch him um, play the beginnings of 16 games.
yeah, I hope you're ready to see me fail.
I hope we're ready. I love some of that. I love some of these guesses. My goodness. These are all gems. I guarantee you we'll play all of those in the Super 16 at one point. Anyway, without further ado, stop the music and start the reveal. First game. This may not be too much of a surprise. It's Hudson Soft. What's this going to be? Oh yeah. Now we've
It
done,
had to be.
yeah, it had to be. We've done this like other Super Bomberman game is another Super Bomberman game is the first game before in Super 16. I think this is just a fun game in general. But um, yeah, Bomberman 3. We actually heard like mixed reviews about whether we should pick this or like a different Super Bomberman game, but we're going to 3 because you know, maybe we want to save Super Bomberman 4 or 5 for a later Super 16. I don't know. This is a cute game, and the NES version of this, it was one of the first cartridges that I ever got on my NES, and I found it both like infuriating and addictive. And I feel like this one is maybe a little less infuriating sometimes.
It's also a little bit different than most other Super Bomberman because you don't really need to kill the enemies this time. You
Right?
just have to kill the glowing things and get to the center, and that's it.
All right. Oh, not yet.
No, but it's funny because I think this is a Japanese exclusive, too, right? I think one and two came to the US, but I think three, maybe four were a Japanese exclusive.
Okay. Yeah, we didn't get the whole series, did we, in the American releases?
And of course, we have
Yeah.
the animal bodies, which I'm not showing off here because I did not know the controls, but you can jump with them over obstacles, which, rowing.
It's a neat twist.
Yeah, right. 3 and 4 were PAL also, but not US.
All right, well, there we go. The goal is World 2. Since we didn't mention that, you have to beat World 2. And now we're on to the next game. What will this be? I actually don't remember what the second game is. I don't have the full list in front of me. 1995. Okay, well, that says something about the time period we're in right now, huh? 10 to. Okay, well, that narrows it down a little bit.
Just a little.
Rareware. Okay. All right. Everyone's ears are perking up now. What's it? Ah, not the one you thought. It's Killer Instinct. Oh gosh. Uh, Killer Instinct. So yeah, a lot of player versus player fighting games for the Super Nintendo. This was kind of the era where that genre really blew up on home consoles, but this was different from all the other ones. This was kind of the one that like, you hope your parents don't look the game up before they buy it for you. You hope they just see it on your Christmas list and buy it for you without like really looking into it. This was kind of like oh my gosh, it's so. I mean, they're all violent, but this just seemed like it was on a different level. But what was so cool about it is the 3D rendered models that they spritify, like the same thing they do in like Donkey Kong and some other games, kind of using that style. But this is the first one I could think of that used that rendered and then spriteized. And the goal is just to beat 3 opponents, so this is going to be a short one. We tend to put the short ones early in the list. And I'm curious what people's favorite characters are. I guess we will find that out as we go.
I think it's really cool to have a fighting game on a speedrun event. Because it's not the usual, I guess I could
No.
say.
Well, yeah, it's different than what people usually speedrun, but it at the same time is like there's so many fighting games for the Super Nintendo. I feel like we really kind of have to kind of use them, incorporate them in lists whenever we can. All right, but we're on to the next game already. Oh, what's it going to be though? This one was not a game that I was familiar with until Jugario suggested it.
I think it's really cool. Personally.
It is
Yeah.
Phantom 2040.
So the cool thing about this game is that it's it's a platformer, very run and gun and all of that. But it's also very Metroidvania-esque,
Mhm.
as in you have multiple places to go through. You can go, get items that are from that are useful for another things. There's like different routes for each of the chapters that give you different endings too. It's very cool.
Yeah, it's like a colorful Contra game. Yeah, this is really interesting. This is not one. This one was not on my radar, and now that I've seen it, I think, oh, it's pretty good. It's a pretty good choice. Yeah, I love games where they like pick a date in the future that seems like so far off that it will never happen, and now we're like living in a time where that's probably going to be upon us sooner than we think. All right. Well, so Phantom 2040, I'll be interested to see what people make of this game. The goal is to beat Chapter 2. Not a particularly long goal, but that's
No,
fine. It's kind of give you a
probably
taste of it.
less than 10 minutes.
Right. That's the hope. Especially these earlier ones, we expect them to be less than 10 minutes. Oops. I paused a little too early here. We actually have a little more gameplay, don't we?
I mean, it's just a little bit of, showing stuff. But yeah, there's like breaking floors, you can do things, and also when you die, you spawn right at the same place, so that's that's amazing.
I do like that. Just love how the stuff explodes and falls apart.
Yeah, that actually hits you and damages you, so
Right. So watch out.
even collectibles are.
And it's got a grappling hook, so oops. So obviously I'm gonna love it. I love any grappling hook game.
Yeah, the grappling hook is really cool.
Phantom
It adds a lot
2012.
of depth.
All right, Williams. What could this be? Williams Entertainment. What was that? Oh my goodness. I didn't pick this
well,
game. Jugario
no.
picked this. I didn't pick this
Yeah,
game. I just want to say that. I just wanted to say that it was not me who picked this game, okay?
Yeah, I'll take the blame on this one. But it is a short goal.
It's a short goal. It's episode 1, which, at maximum speed, you beat it in about 6 minutes, but probably it'd be a little... I mean, that's going to be tough in a race to do. Okay, here's the thing. This port is kind of amazing that they were able to do this. And this was just like one dude just wrote this as like, hey, guess what I can do? And then, tried to, sell it to the, IP makers. But technologically, this is a really interesting port. That being said, like even a really good port of Doom to the SNES is terrible because this is just not meant for this. So there's a lot of things that are going to be very frustrating about this, but the fact is, it's Doom, and Doom is just a really, really good game, and the maps are just excellent, and everything about this is just so much fun that it kind of overcomes the fact that this port is clunky and terrible. But I think this needs to get shown off. No one runs this, and people need to run this. This is a really, it's Doom. Gotta respect
it's
it.
Doom. We have to have Doom eventually.
I'll tell you, it's more playable than SNES Wolfenstein 3D. I'll tell you that.
It is. It really is.
10 frames a second. I doubt we've seen 10 frames so far since we started playing this video.
Maybe in other games, but...
It's a short goal. It's episode 1. The maps are... I think they reshuffle things a little bit compared to PC version. I'm trying to remember the version differences here, but it's for the most part the same game, so what you know. But you can't do... Like, it is faster to do, like, diagonal running, but you can't do the... There's, like, an even faster thing that you can do in PC version that you can't do in this one, so you can't really quite do the speedrun routes that you would get from the PC game, so you'll have to kind of come up with your own route here. But anyway, it does have a map screen. The map screen does not reduce lag as far as I can tell, but I think there are some advantages to playing in it. This is actually the only version of Doom that I've ever seen where you can play in the map. In like PC version, you can go into the map, but the map doesn't update while you're in it, so you can't actually play in it. This one, the map will update while you're in it, and it shows you where enemies are and their projectiles. So the map is actually quite playable if you want to try it that way. I would recommend that actually, but it's up to you. Interested to see what people do with that goal, with that game. So, next game in the list, it's Nintendo again. Okay. HAL 1995. What could this be? Okay, uh-oh.
Well,
Well then.
we have a franchise.
All right, we're on to the major franchise games now. It is Kirby's Avalanche. I think people are going to enjoy this game if you haven't played this before. This game's
Yep.
delightful.
It is Puyo Puyo.
Yeah, get your Puyos in the chat.
We're not doing much. It's only 5 stages against the CPU. But this will be really interesting to see because all of these puzzle games where everything is pretty much random, you can't just learn the stages at this point. You have to actually learn how to play the game, even if whatever it gives you. And I think it's very interesting to see things like that on a race.
Yeah, puzzle games, like, we always try to get one puzzle game in here, and this one was obviously the right choice. This is, like, I think this one is a hit just in general, but yeah, puzzle speedrunning is a whole different kind of thing, so I think this will kind of bring a different set of skills into this race than most of the other games. Yeah, the way the eyes look at each other. Yeah, they do. I love that. Is this the cutest game in the list? I don't know. I actually don't know. There's some contenders here. This might be. Right, it's aggressively cute. Alright. So that's it. It's going to be Beat Stage 5. Kirby's Avalanche.
Yeah.
And our next game. What is it?
Oh, well.
That's spoiled right there. Spoiled right there.
But Dolby Surround.
Ocean. So, Ocean gets a bad rap sometimes, but I think this is not your typical Ocean game. This is very different than... I thought this was very different than the first Super Turrican game. I say the first, but there's like Super Turrican, then there's SNES Super Turrican, and then SNES Super Turrican 2. Or is there...
Yeah, and I think there's also Mega Turrican.
Right.
So
that's the Genesis one, yeah? Or not?
Yeah, I think it's for the Genesis.
Yeah.
But yeah. Super Turrican 2. As the first one, it's also a platformer run and gun where you can morph into a ball and roll around. But there's a lot of things in this one too. Aside of the 3 weapons from the first one, you have a new one, which is like a laser straight up. It's just... yeah. And most importantly, there's also a grappling hook again.
Yeah. There's some vehicles in this?
Yeah, there's like a car on the first stage right away.
Oh yeah. Look at those wheels. Looks like fun. Need one of those.
I don't know if that's safe for a car,
It's
but
not
okay.
safe. That does not look safe. I don't think there's safety restraints in that. That's a problem.
But yes, we're only beating World 1 for this. Which is it's quite a bit longer than it might seem. The stages here are kind of long. But yeah, it's just a very cool sequel for a very cool game, so I think it was kind of an obvious choice when we saw it on the list.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's tough because there's a lot of options, but I do think that this deserves a place here. yeah, so we'll see what people think. People think of this. And it has an interesting soundtrack too.
Oh, it's so good.
All right, and I will point out just before we move on that I mean we'll do a full rules at the end, but I just want to point out that we are going to take 45-second breaks in between each game during the race, or I should say the racers are going to take 45-second breaks in between each game just to give you a chance to switch games and if you need to configure controls or anything like that. But we'll go through the full rules at the end. In the meantime, let's see what the next game is. All right, Black Pearl Software. Okay.
Hmm.
These production logos. Line Media.
Ooh.
Wait a minute.
Sad.
Now wait a minute. Let's put this on and then we'll just... Oh my gosh, now we're crazy. It's the mask. Alright, so you can adjust your starting lives. We're... What did we say? We said easy on this for this
Yeah,
one?
no, I put it on easy when playing because we didn't exactly know.
Oh no,
that
we're just
well,
we're
but
doing this
we're
on
doing
normal.
normal.
We're doing normal
Yes.
mode on this. But I will point out that you, in all these goals, if you have the option of increasing the number of lives, you can. You're welcome to use settings to increase the lives and continues if a game has anything like that. But in general, we are asking you to use the default difficulty level unless we say otherwise. And for a couple of these games, we are actually going to say otherwise. So for instance, Kirby's Avalanche, we forgot to say that's on easy. You're playing Kirby's Avalanche on easy. And when you go to the Super 16's webpage, it'll have all that information there. But for this one, you're just playing on normal mode.
Yep. And the goal, beat the whole game, which isn't that long.
It's a short run, I mean, ish, but this is the full game, any percent on normal mode. Yeah, this is kind of it's like a fast-moving platformer, and it's got a bunch of different, different things to the movement, and then it's got, some different weapons and things you can use. So it's kind of a neat mixture. Some like large character SNES platforming, which is great.
I'm trying to do the thing here, and I'm failing at it. But basically, there are like super attacks that use some of the tokens on the bottom left. Yeah, there we go. Those gun things do like a lot of damage.
All right, so that'll be cool. And it is always nice to get a full game run in here, so that way, people are done with their practicing. If they want to pop a time onto the leaderboard, they can. And
Yes.
whenever possible, we tried to use a difficulty that would let people do that. Like if there's a really strongly preferred difficulty for speedrunning. But for this one, we're doing it on normal. But yeah.
It has a tutorial too, by the way, so it will be easier to learn.
All right. Next game in the list. Capcom. That's promising. Capcom usually makes some good games. Okay. This is one I feel like people are gonna guess. Yeah, will have guessed correctly. The year is 20XX AD, so already quite accurate. I recognize that dude.
Yeah, I think this guy is.
That's definitely what's happening to Earth where I live. So yeah. It's Mega Man 7. I think this will be a fun one for people to pick up.
Yeah. This will mark the end of the first half, too. So
Right, this is game number 8 in the list, so this is the halfway point after this game. And the goal is to beat MASH, which is like half of a Robo's goal. So it's 4 Robos.
Yes.
4 Robot Masters.
It's the mid-boss that happens after the first 4 Robot Masters, yes.
So yes, just beat MASH. Pretty short.
And yeah, well, what's to say about Mega Man 7 that hasn't been said yet? It's Mega Man.
Yep.
it is different than the X games,
Yeah,
more like classic games, which
right.
is going to be a little different for SNES runners.
Yeah, the only installment of the classic series on this console.
But yeah, it's just we have the charge and we have the slide instead of the dash, which
Right.
I don't know how used to classic Mega Man are Mega Man X runners.
All right. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, there's a big cutscene at the beginning.
Yeah, that's the thing. We're trying to like do about 2.5 minutes on each of these games, and I don't think we're even going to get into gameplay mode for this one, but that's okay.
It is Mega Man after all.
Right. This guy and his UFO.
My favorite part is how there's no dialogue coming from Wily.
Right. He just kind of stares you down and flies off. Nice. All right. Now you get like
Oh,
10
hey.
seconds of gameplay before we're done. Oh, goodness. And I know some people run on the Japanese version, but we are going to use US version for this game. In fact, we'll be using like the U version of all of these games except for two of them, which I think that we will mention when
Well,
we get there, right?
yeah, there are like a couple of exceptions, but there are reasons for that. So
Yeah. All right. Because this is the halfway point during the Super 16 race itself, this at this point you would take a what is it? A 2 minute
2 minutes.
break. So
Yep.
normally it's a 45-second break between each of these games, but for this one you get a 2 minute break in case you need to, run to the bathroom or open up another beer or whatever it is that you're going to do. You could do whatever you want during those 2 minutes, but that 2 minutes is going to be instead of the 45 seconds, not in addition to. So all the other ones are 45 seconds, but after Mega Man 7, it's 2 minutes. You get a 2 minute break. All right.
It will be a nice break after the gauntlet that can be Mega Man 7.
Yeah, that's our halfway game. All right. What do we have next? Uh-oh.
Hmm.
Bandai.
This seems familiar.
But this could still be any one of like multiple games. Okay, it's the movie. It's the movie. It's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the movie, the game. Don't forget, it's the movie.
So yes, we are doing Power Rangers the movie.
Beat
Um,
Stage 2.
yep. It is actually quite different than the game that we did last time. Not last year, the other,
So,
yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago, right?
Yeah. It is quite a bit different because you don't have a big health bar in this game. But yes, we have. It is a beat 'em up, but it's not the usual beat 'em up. And most importantly, there are multiple layers. There are 2 layers that you can jump to and
Right.
from, right, like that.
Yeah.
And it gets very interesting. But yeah, we're doing stage 2. Stages are long again. It might seem short. I mean, it kind of is. It's around 10 minutes, but it is still 10 minutes of
Mhm.
only 2 stages. So
All right, it's Morphin time. Go. Nice. She gets really muscular when she's in the suit. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Like, you'd think a game like this would be, like Double Dragon style, where you can kind of like go up and down a little bit, but it's like just the two discrete levels, which I think kind of makes things more fun, I guess, to me, because like you kind of think about the game a little differently. But in a lot of the fighting game moves of like coming up off the line and then right back down onto an enemy or something, kind of works a little differently. Or not fighting games, but like beat 'em up games. I mean,
Mhm.
it's a little different in this. So I don't know. I think this will be this will be an interesting one. I bet a lot of people have not played this game, so I think we'll introduce some people to it. All right, next game in the lists. Disney
Ooh,
Interactive. Okay.
interesting. Okay,
Still
yeah.
a couple options what this could be. Traveler this doesn't help. Doesn't help anything. Oh, okay. Is it
Huh.
Lemmings? This is the people who make Lemmings, right? Maybe that's what. Oh, we already did that one. Bad. Oh, it's
That
that's
makes sense.
now makes sense. All right. Got a friend in this game. So
Yep.
this, yeah, this game this is pretty interesting platformer. It's this feels very different than most SNES platformers. It's kind of like fast moving. You have a big character, and it's just a lot of. It's fairly linear. I mean, I think.
Yes, it is linear. It is linear, but it is very interesting because every level, it's not like a simple go to the end
Right.
game. Every level has different things to do and things to like work around. For example, in this level, you have to like open the lid for that
Yeah.
and let the army men come out, and you have to do different things before getting to the end.
Yeah. I mean, I like the way that they really try to kind of like make you interact with the objects and stuff in there, because like the whole point is like you're in a kid's room and there's all these like toys that if you're an imaginary toy, like they behave like the real thing. It's kind of interesting to kind of leaned into that with the design of the levels. Like a tennis ball becomes a trampoline if you're tiny cowboy toy.
But yes, there's also an option to like turn off cutscenes, which I think is really cool. I don't think I've seen that often.
So the goal is to beat Buzz Battle, which is the 8th stage, I want to say.
Around that,
Something
yeah.
like that. Buzz Battle. Beat the Buzz Battle stage. Okay. Sorry, we jumped on to the next one before I got a chance to.
Oh,
So
this one, I don't think anybody will.
I'll be really
Will
surprised
get.
if anyone was super familiar with this game.
But yes,
Ah,
we
there we
have
go. It's revealed. That's what it is.
we
All
have a Japanese exclusive game for the Super Famicom.
right. So this one, you will be playing the Japanese version. I will just reveal what it is. It's called Battle Racers.
We have a racing game, and a very good one at that.
You'll have to take our word for it. This is a racing game. No, okay. You can you can see once gameplay starts here that we're playing Super Mario Kart.
Slash F-Zero slash. Yeah.
Yeah, this. Whoa. So this is different.
Um,
I think people will
it's a lot
appreciate
easier
this.
than it's a lot easier than what I'm making it out to be
Right.
on this gameplay.
Thank you for setting the bar really low for everybody. I appreciate that.
No worries. But yes, there are multiple items. You can like, obviously there's the speed up. There's the HP up because this game has a life bar. And but there are also like items to like hinder opponents and whatever, just like Mario Kart. But what I think is fun about this is that the the courses are usually very short. Like I just did in this video like 2 laps in
Mhm.
less than 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's interesting when you look at the horizon how the light, like that whatever you call that, the Fresnel effect, whatever the like, but the glazing like grazing angle, the light is hitting everything at, like it kind of obscures the track. And I don't think it looks quite so bad when you're playing it for yourself
It
as opposed to
doesn't.
seeing it rendered and then re-rendered as I ran it through the editor. So it won't. I don't think it's quite that bad. I think you can normally see the track a little bit better than that.
Yes, but also that's like the only track where that happens.
Yeah,
So
I think in general it's
yeah,
not like that. So, yeah. All right, all right. But I think that'll be a fun game that people enjoy. We're back to Capcom games though. What could this be? We're back to Capcom again. Ah, it's
oh,
Final Fight 3. That wasn't the Capcom game I was expecting.
well, we did say that we had a semi beat 'em up with Power
True.
Rangers. Now we have a full beat 'em up here.
I did say that Kirby's Avalanche wasn't the cutest game on the list, and that's why, because of this game.
So we
This,
have Final Fight 3, which it's Final Fight. Almost everyone should know Final Fight. It's great.
yeah, Final Fight 3. What else do you need to know? This is just does the same thing as the other Final Fight games, but and yet it doesn't get old.
We have 4 characters this time though, and we're letting everyone choose whoever they want. Every fight style, every fight style is accepted here. So we're gonna be at round 4, which I think it's very interesting because this game has also like secret endings and whatnot. Like I think you have to do multiple things for a best ending that I don't know how faster or slower they might be. So it will be interesting to see which route everyone goes to.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's Final Fight. It's a good beat 'em up.
Sometimes you spin your fists into the wall and make a hole in it. There you go. That's how you do it there, Mike Hagar. Didn't make you mayor for nothing. All right. Next game in the list. Oh, okay.
We're
I remember what
approaching
it is.
the end.
It's Disney and it's Capcom. It's Disney and it's Capcom. What could it be?
More Disney stuff
More
and
Disney's
more
more.
Capcom.
This is the
stuff.
most Capcom list we've had, I think, so
Yeah.
far.
Probably.
But well deserved though. I mean, Capcom was putting out bangers at this in 1995. It's what is it?
That.
It's Magical Quest 3 starring Mickey and Donald. This is a Japanese exclusive game, but
Although we are allowing the fan translation to
right.
play on English.
If you want to play on English, you can use the fan translation of this. And the goal is to beat stage 4. Do we say easy mode? Yes, you can use easy difficulty for this.
Easy here.
And once again, go to speedgaming.org/super16 after this reveal is over, and you can see all the goals, including like what difficulty. And if it doesn't say a difficulty, then you have to play on the default difficulty. But for this one, you can switch to easy, and you're going to beat stage 4.
Which, yeah, just like Magical Quest 1 and 2, you play as Mickey and you get costumes that give you different abilities. The costumes here are, in my opinion, very original. There's like every Magical Quest has to have one where you can like hang on walls and whatnot. But I think the one that's very interesting here is the first one, which is like, I don't know if we'll see it here, but it's a knight where you can get a punching glove instead of a sword, and you can like bounce around things and use it to attack too.
I'll bring the game sound up a little bit. It's just hard to balance everything when I can't hear it and I can only just look at the green line in OBS. But it's okay. But yeah, I think this is, I mean, what do you expect? It's a Magical Quest game. These are all really good. But it's less cute than Final Fight 3, but not by much.
But yeah, there's not much else to say. Like, it's
Yeah.
Magical Quest.
Yeah, so
It's just a good game.
I will point out that one of the things we like to do is put together like tutorials or like collect the tutorials and things that people find. So if you join us in the Discord, if you go to speedgaming.org/super16, you can get a link to the Discord as well. But join us in the Discord there, and if you are like just an expert in that game, or you know someone who is, and you want to just post some tips, or you want to post links to videos, please do. And anything that we see, myself and Jugariel can collect those links, and we'll put them all into the resources channel. So there's a Super 16 resources channel where we can have links to tutorials, to tips if you want to just like write up a paste bin with, your suggestions for how people should, what people should do in the game, like your beginner's tips. That's great too. But yeah, this is kind of a community effort to put together resources to help people learn this, and then help people in the future who come along and want to pick up these games to have more resources to work with. So please feel free to contribute in that way, and to take all the materials that we put together for this and put them onto the speedrun.com, whatever you call it, their knowledge-based section for the game. Like, let's see if we can create helpful information to help people learn these games in the future. So without further ado, we move on. We're getting down to the end. We got what, like 3 games left? Okay, it's Rareware. All right.
Again? Another one?
I don't know. We might have been
Is
done
it
the same
Killer
game
Instinct
twice.
2?
It's Killer Instinct 2, 1995's Killer Instinct 2. They released 2. Oh no,
Huh.
that's not what it is. It's DKC.
I mean, the 2 was there.
You're right. It was a game with a 2 in it.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
like you have if you have this game has to go into the Super 16. Like, we couldn't skip this game. So here we go. And it's Beat World 3. So not a tremendously long game, but this is not an easy game, I will say. So you're going to have to really work. I feel like this is going to be, maybe it's just because our expectations are so high, like the bar is so high for speedrunning this game, but I think that people are going to appreciate this. Yeah, sorry, the compression is not super good. Sorry about that. It will be better when you play it on your on your console. Gosh, yeah, because everything's moving. This is like such a richly detailed game. There's all these foreground and background layers going on. Yeah. Yeah, I probably should have done some more thinking when I encoded this. Sorry. Whoops.
I mean, part of that might be my footage
Well, right.
too.
It
So
went through. Right. It's both of us. It's both of our faults here. We both encoded this, so that's not good. But anyway, yeah. What can you say about this? This is like got to be one of the best platformers on this console. So, you know, what can you do? What can you say except I'm glad that it's in Super 16.
yeah. Although it's funny because the more Donkey Kong Country games that there are in this console, the less Donkey Kong actually appears.
Right.
But yeah, there's nothing else to say about this game. Everyone knows it.
It speaks for itself. Bananas. This game is bananas. All right.
So
we're moving on. We have
the second to last game.
second to last game. Oh, you can already see like 3 pixels of that game. We don't want to spoil it for everyone. Okay.
Might be a little obvious what the genre might be if you've been.
Right. Usually the second last game is a particular genre.
What is this game? I wonder.
That doesn't help. I have no idea. I have no idea what this is. Okay. Aha.
Oh, that's the one.
Okay. Hidden gem? I mean, I don't know how hidden this is, but this is a gem for sure. Now, we can never make these RPG goals as long as we really want them to be, because they really do take up a lot of time in the list, but we are, for this one, going to be doing Beat Yakura Glitchless.
Yes. It's not that far into the game, because we can't really have a 3-hour game into a list.
Yeah. Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Someday.
But This will get you started. Maybe you'll end up really liking this and learning to run the whole thing. The randomizer is also very popular, so maybe this will get some people into the game who weren't running it before. But yeah, you can't pass this one by if this RPG falls within the time range we're looking at for the, for
Yep.
this game list. We got to put it in there. So
Did I stay that long in this first dialogue box? Huh.
I don't
Interesting.
think. I hopefully that wasn't just me who messed something up. Okay, there we go.
Oh, there we go. Yeah,
Okay.
I did. Huh. But yes, Chrono Trigger. That is the RPG of this list.
That's right. It starts just the way my day usually starts, with my mom being like, "Get out of bed." Oh, Mom. I'm gonna save the world today.
Tomorrow, maybe. But not today. But yes, this has the same issue as Mega Man 7, where we can't really show that much of the gameplay.
Yeah. Takes a little while to get going, but we get this little opening one-act play here.
But yeah, I don't know what else to say. It's Chrono Trigger.
All right, there we go.
So we're on to
We're
our
on to our
last
last game. Last game of the list. Now this was, I don't know. We'll start it. Start the
I
next
think
game.
we're gonna have some expectations broken here.
This is a game that I wish we could have done longer, but we had to make this. We had to try to make this game list not too long. So, okay. Long time ago.
Huh.
This is a story about Baby Mario and Yoshi.
Interesting.
So, we have this game. I feel like this one, like, it's a Mario game, but like well, I mean, sort of. It's a Yoshi game, but I feel like this one just doesn't like have the same. Like this one doesn't have the same popularity. I feel like it should have more popularity than it does. Like people run Super Mario World and they run all kinds of other Mario games, but like I don't really see quite as many people into this, and I think
It is a very good game.
it's really
and a very
good.
good speedrun.
And it's very
Both.
clever. Like the whole like design of this game. I mean, this doesn't feel like something that was made to be a Mario game, and they just kind of like skinned it with Mario at the end. And that may have been what happened. But I just feel like they really like. There's just so much to it, and it doesn't get as much attention as it should as a speedrun.
But yeah, I think this is the first Super 16 ever to not have a beat the game goal at the end.
Yeah, we normally put a full game goal at the end. The only full game goal we had was the mask in this one, and as
Technically
interesting.
Doom too, but
Well, it's full. It's full episode 1. That's not full game, but
well,
that's true. That's better than most of them. But I don't know. Just it didn't feel. Neither of those felt right as an ender game. But I think this one will be a good ending. Yeah, and it's beat World 1. That's all the goal is.
it might seem simple, but it is hard to go fast in.
So there's the list. I'll just kind of go through some general rules again while we let this play out. I think this goes on for like 10 minutes. All right. So you have to complete the games in the order that they're shown here. Remember, you can go to speedgaming.org/super16 to get the list of games. I will actually upload it literally right now. There you go. So now if you happen to refresh that page, if you're already on it, it should have the game list on there, including the goals and the difficulty setting for each one. At some point, we will have start and end points. We don't have them up yet, but at some point within the next week, probably we'll say like, timing starts when you press start at the start screen or whatever it is, and timing ends when the screen fades to black after defeating the boss of level 3, whatever it's going to be. But that's those kind of instructions about exactly where to start and end. Jugariel has put together a spreadsheet where people can put their best times for each game and their best time for the full set, so that people can kind of compare how they're doing to everyone else and kind of track everyone's progress, sort of just like an unofficial way of just seeing what everyone's up to. So make sure to ping Jugariel if you have questions about that. But we'll have that posted in the Discord, and we'll pin it in the Discord channel. Remember to join the Discord channel to chat with the other players about this and to ask us questions. To actually join this race, all you need to do is on the day of the race, August 3rd, at 12 p.m. Eastern or 6 p.m. Central European Time, just join the race on Racetime GG. Just go to Racetime.gg, and there will be a room open, and all you have to do is just join up. We'll probably open the room about an hour before the race begins. That's all you have to do to participate. Let's see. So, complete the games in the order that's shown. Remember, if the goal says something like World 2, it means you have to beat everything like up to and including it. Let's see, you can use an emulator, you can use a flash cart, or you can use regular cartridges, entirely up to you. You have 45 seconds in between each game, so if you need to switch cartridges or do whatever you need to do, you can do that. If we don't specify the difficulty in the goal, and what you see on the screen are not like, it doesn't show the difficulty level, but if you go to speedgaming.org/super16, you'll see the difficulty for each one. But if it doesn't say the difficulty level, then you have to beat it at the default difficulty. You have to play at the default, unless we say otherwise. Generally, we allow all glitches. If we run into a situation, I mean, obviously the Chrono Trigger is glitchless, so you have to look at the glitchless rule set on the leaderboards to see what glitchless means in that context. But in general, we allow glitches. If we do find out that there's some glitch that's just like in one of these games that just makes the goal kind of trivial, we may, add a rule about that. And again, you can look at the webpage for this to see, what all those little rules are. And if you have a question, just ask in the Discord. Usually these takes a little refinement to get all the kinks worked out. Let's see. Generally, we're not letting people use codes or like cheats or anything like that. However, for any games that have like a continue code that lets you continue from where you died, or codes that let you get extra lives, we generally allow that. But anything beyond that is probably not allowed. If you're unsure, just ask. But generally, we're okay with people getting more lives and continues, because we don't want people to just be blocked. So, we want people to be able to keep making progress. Let's see, no turbo buttons. It's kind of a standard speedrunning rule. 45 seconds between each game. I recommend just adding an extra split in between each game just to keep track of the 45 seconds to make it easier for yourself. But you can do that however you want. And you can use that time to like set up your controls or do whatever you need to do in the settings. After game number 8, so after Mega Man 7, make sure that you are taking a 2-minute break instead of the 45 seconds. So make sure to add that in your splits as well so you don't forget. Let's see, if you have any tutorials or find links to any tutorials that you want to share with people, go ahead and post them in the Discord channel, the Super 16 Discord channel. And we'll make sure that those go into the resources channel. There's a Super 16 resources where we will post all those things and make them available to everybody. And yeah, if you know somebody, if you or someone that you know is very good at one of these games and wants to make a tutorial for the Super 16 goal in particular, please feel free to. We usually have a few people who do that, and we greatly appreciate it. I think that's about it. Anything I'm missing?
I don't think so. If anything, the only exception to the beat up to and including that is Battle Racers, where we're only doing Cup 3.
Oh, okay. Yes, that's right. It's only Cup 3. Let me make sure to update that on the website so people remember. That's a good point.
But yes, that's the list.
Yeah.
And when is the race taking place, Fiesel?
It is August 3rd, so you have about 8 weeks to learn this, to learn these things, which should be a fair amount of time. Just going through the list again, I just want to make sure we clarify some things that we didn't mention. So Killer Instinct, it's 3 opponents, and you have to play on difficulty 4 or above, like a 4-star difficulty or above. For fighting games, sometimes it's advantageous to play at a higher difficulty level because it, makes the CPU behave in a way that, lets you like AI loop it or something like that. It's all up to you what you want to do, but you have to be at least 4 stars difficulty. Let's see which other ones. So on Doom you have to beat episode 1, and you can do that on the easiest difficulty. So on Doom you can play on I'm Too Young to Die. I think that's the easiest
I
difficulty.
think so, yes.
Yeah, you can go down to the easiest difficulty on Doom. It's just going to affect damage values that might reduce the number of spawns. I can't remember if it's just damage values or also spawns on that one. Kirby's Avalanche, you can play that on easy. Let's see. The mask is normal. You don't change the difficulty on that one. Let's see. Final Fight 3, you can play that one on easy. That seems to be what everyone speedruns that one on. So, yeah, Final Fight 3, you can play that one on easy. Magical Quest 3, you can play that one on easy. Okay, and other than that, you're playing on normal difficulty for everything, or the default difficulty for everything. And again, you can go to speedgaming.org/super16 and get the exact, get that information from there.
But yeah, I hope you like the list. I think it's very, very interesting. I think there's a lot of variety this time.
I'm just going to clarify for Battle Racers, it's Beat Cup 3, only Cup 3, not the others. Make sure I make that edit before I forget. But for everything else, if we say Beat Stage 2 or something like that, we mean up to and including. It's very creative. I love this game. This game is so creative.
It has a lot of interesting moments. It's really good.
Oh, we forgot to put Ninja Gaiden in this one.
Oh, did we skip it?
Did we forget Ninja Gaiden? It's the Super 17 now. Last year's list was... I'm sorry that one is harder than we anticipated. This one I think is more reasonable. We were really trying to make sure we didn't overdo it on this one. I hope we struck a good balance here. Yeah. I mean, 2 months is a long time to learn, but not everyone spends the entire 2 months like working on this. And, gotta be reasonable. People have other things to do besides play in our awesome race and learn games for. Yeah, overdone it. We're trying to keep the overall length. We try to keep it in the low 3s, like 3 point something, kind of towards the lower end of that for the top players. And we're judging that by like looking at world record runs. So like it's kind of, sometimes it's, we add a little bit of padding to it, but sometimes like the world record run is just so fast that it kind of throws off our calculations. We can test these goals, but it's hard to like, grind it out long enough to really understand like how well someone is going to do at it after they've had 2 months of practice, But there we go. That's the list. That's it from us. Go start your practicing. Go forth. I'm curious, like how many people have how many cartridges people have like from this list. Like how many these games do you actually like already have cartridges for?
I'd be very impressed if someone had all 16.
Oh no, we have had people do the entire list like on their original cartridges before.
Yeah, but this one specifically with
Right.
things like Magical Quest 3 and Battle Racers.
Some of them. Like I have 2 of these, I think. I have 3. I have Chrono Trigger, DKC, and Doom. I think that's it. Yeah. Eaten 6, played 2. I've beaten 4. I want to say 4 of these games. Yeah, which is kind of low for me. Normally I would have had more experience, but this list we're kind of like at a weird spot in the SNES's release released lifetime, like mid to late 95 I think in most of these. So
Yep.
we're definitely in the mature phase, but it's interesting because a lot of real bangers came out now. Like the DKC games didn't even start coming out till like the second half of the SNES's life, which is interesting. Okay, that's it from us. Thank you for watching, everyone. Thank you, Jugario, for not only helping me come up with this list, but also playing those games for us and helping me commentate. That's great.
Yeah, whatever you saw on that video where it seemed like I was slow, don't do that.
Yeah, what is what not to do. There you go. Okay, that's it. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye bye.
See you in the Discord.